Just the way there are stories which we love and keep revisiting in spite of knowing the details and the end, we keep revisiting poems which hit a chord inside us because we light up every time we read them. This is Sunil Bhandari and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. Letting go because I'm alive. She wrote, I think about you, but I don't say it anymore. Being the contrarian she is, she added, but there's no saying about remembrance, whether it would make me fly down to you or go so far away you wouldn't believe the distance or know the name of the place. Then there was this blank space, many lines without anything written, as if she was thinking, or maybe making me feel her absence. The trouble then is, she wrote, whenever I see myself, I see you, unwittingly using your adjectives, sitting in the same place opposite to where you'd sit, losing reasons, cursing myself, searching for why I should lose my ways merely because you'd decided to lose me. Then she'd drawn a house with its roof blown off and 2 words below it, repairs required. But then there was an epilogue. Note, there are always reconciliations with oneself, with solitude, with grief, as I learn what it is to be here, alone. I know I'm breathless because I'm alive. I mourn your absence because I'm alive. I'm breaking down because I'm alive. But come back before I get used to the calmness of being alive without you. But come back before I get used to the calmness of being alive without you. One of the incredible things which is little talked about, but one which I notice ever so often around me, is how the loss of love often frees a person in magical ways. I tell myself, it can't be love if its absence gives the feeling of liberation. But I also know how life's bounty comes in contrarian ways. There is life within love, but there could well be revelry beyond. I know of at least 2 ladies who have had solid and steady and happy married lives, but after the demise of their respective husbands have rediscovered life in a million ways. The freedom to travel as they wished, of going out when they wanted, of dressing up as they wished. It was almost as if we were seeing a different persona emerging from a cocoon we did not even know existed. The end of the world is never nigh. However deep the depths of our sorrow, it's the simple truth of living. Nothing destroys us if we don't allow it to. In fact, within the seeds of the worst resides the incandescence of the best. Because that is what life demands of us, to discover, or as in this case, rediscover the basic premise of living. To be both wild and wise. Wisdom allows us to bear, forbear, adjust to, compromise with, until something breaks loose. And that could be with or without the person you love. If we are open to possibilities, there is nothing which will stop us from the rediscovery of the gorgeous in the mundane, of the magnificent beyond the obvious. I hold on to love with my dear life, But I keep knocking out the walls of what's routine, the dreary, the drab, to ensure that in this one life of mine, I do not lose out on seeing the sunrise when it needs to be seen just because someone wants me to sleep late, not just one day, but day after day. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you were listening to Uncut Poetry. If you enjoyed this poem, rate it on Spotify or leave a comment on Apple Podcast. And I have a lovely newsletter called The Uncuts, which is like a Sunday dollop of warmth and fun and beauty. Subscribe to it. The link is in the show notes. And if you loved this episode, please do share it with someone you love. See you next week.